Hello, fellow humans, and welcome back to Shibari 101. Today, I'd like to go over how to attach rope for when you run out of your current line. Now, this is something that's going to come into play when you're doing any longer tie, so anything that's going to require more than one hank of rope. And there's really two ways to do it. The first way is only going to work with natural fiber rope. So the second way you can do with natural fiber rope, but you're going to have to do it if you're using anything synthetic. And the reason why is the first thing I'm going to show you, the way it's done requires a specific amount of friction in the rope itself that synthetic ropes just don't have. So if you do it on synthetic rope, it's going to slip apart, it's not going to hold, and it's just not going to work. So it's actually quite easy to do. So let's say you're doing a tie and you run out of rope. You've only got a little bit left and you want to keep going. So all you have to do is you take a new rope from the bite, and we're going to do a lark's head. Now, what's a lark's head? You've probably seen it before if you're ever in like Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts or something. It looks like this. It's pretty much when you take the line, you form a loop, and you pull the line through the loop. Now, the easy way to do this with your fingers real quick is you put your fingers through the rope, spread them apart, pinch the rope, and pull it up. Do that one more time. So you take your fingers in the bite, put them through the bite, open, and pinch the lines and pull them through the loop. So we're going to take this lark's head and we're going to slide the end of our short rope into the lark's head like that and tighten it down. And you can do this anywhere on the line. It doesn't have to be right on the ends. Because there's times where you want to be thoughtful of where you place these knots because you don't want them pressing in on a bad spot in your tie. So wherever you want them to join, just tighten down the lark's head. Now there's two sides. There's the side that has the ropes close together, and there's the side that has the lines split apart. See how these aren't side by side? This is the side you want to be looking at. Now what you're going to do is kind of magic, so keep a close eye on this. You're going to take the lines, spread them apart, and you're going to fold the rope in half. Because what we're doing is inverting the lark's head and then pulling it tight. And it forms an adjustment. It forms an adjoinment. It attaches the ropes together. We'll do it one more time. Okay, so we make our lark's head, finding the bite, which I kind of just dropped here. All right, so put your fingers through, open, pinch, grab the lark's head, take the ends of your short line, pull them through the lark's head. On the side where the lines are not side by side, split them apart, fold the knot in half on itself, and pull the lines in opposite directions to tighten down the knot. So it should come out looking like this. Again, this is only going to work on your natural fiber ropes. So if you're using synthetic ropes, you're going to want to do it different. So let's say we use all this line, blah, 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 and we get to the end. Now it's very similar. Get another line going here. So on the line that we're out of, you want to pick your spot that you want to attach the rope. In this case, we'll do it right on the end. And just do a simple overhand knot. Like that. So just make a knot where you want to attach your rope. Take your new rope and we lark's head just like before, making our lark's head. Pull the rope so that the knot is on the opposite side of the lark's head and tighten down the lark's head. We're not going to invert this one. This is the whole, all you can do is this, because this rope is so slippy. If you do that lark's head, it's gonna slip right off. So this knot, when you pull on the lark's head, it's tightening down here, so this isn't gonna slip over the knot. The knot's keeping this from coming off. Now you can do this with your natural fiber rope. Really the reason why people don't is this can just be a little bit bulky, because see how this is sticking straight out? Sometimes aesthetically that's not really what you're going for, so if you're not using synthetic rope, some people will still do this because this is a very safe way to attach rope. But I personally, when I'm using my synthetics, when I'm using my natural fiber ropes, which I always do because I don't like synthetics, I use the first way. But I'll show you what happens if you do that on this rope, because this is very slippy nylon. See, if I do this, it doesn't tighten down. See how it just instantly undoes? It doesn't lock into place like it does on the natural fiber ropes. On these natural fiber ropes, it's not going anywhere because they tighten down and the friction keeps the knot in place. But do be mindful of where you place these knots. You don't want to put this on any nerves. So if you're doing a chest harness, for example, like a box tie that's going to go over the arms, you'd want to place the knot somewhere like on the front, on the flat of the back. You don't want to have it pushing on the sides of the arms. You don't want anything that's going to be pushing into crevices. Just be mindful of where you place your knots, and that goes for aesthetics too. Knots can be very ugly on the front of the tie, so most photos are taken from the front. That same tie, if you turn it around, chances are there's a bunch of weird knots like this that are just kind of hidden on the back. So if you're tying to take photos, just think about which angle you really want to focus on, and that's why you might not necessarily do your attachment right at the end of the line. If you're coming around and you see that you're running out of rope and that you're not going to make it to the other side, then perhaps attach the knot early and then you'll have a longer end. But you can always take that and tuck it in or weave it around and incorporate it into the back of the tie just to save yourself from having to deal with the knot on the front. So that is your basic on how to attach a new line when you run out of rope. It's usually better to have shorter lines than it is to have longer ones. So a lot of people in their kit, you'll have your average 30-foot ropes, let's say, and then you're going to keep some 15s, like some half-size ropes, because there's a lot of times when you're doing a tie and you don't want to attach a whole new rope, because more is not always better, because once you finish your tie, if you still have 20 feet of rope left, you have to figure out what to do with it. Sometimes it's better to have shorter ropes because you can always just attach more. Now, if you have any questions, please leave them down below. Please like this video if you learned something today. If you're not already, do subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this and some things not quite so much like this. And thank you for watching. I will catch you next time. Bye!